Something like that. Let's see what we can come up with. Okay, hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Quick intro today. I haven't just sat down and made something from start to finish in a while, and I really wanted to try and do more of that on the channel. I've been a little distracted by gear and tutorials and stuff like that, but I just want to make something. So today we're going to sit down and make something from start to finish. I don't have a particular agenda, I just have kind of an idea, and I want to take you through the whole process rather than showing you a specific workflow. So let's see how quickly I can get this done, because it's summertime where I live and it's getting kind of hot. Hopefully you can't see me sweating. Let's jump over to the desk, let's get started and just make some music. All right, so this could take a while, so let's just get down to business here. I've got my guitar plugged into the HX Stomp, going into the MPC One, and then into the Digitakt. MPC One is also the master clock and transport, so it's controlling Digitakt II. That's it. Nothing super special about the setup today. I have a chord progression in mind that I want to use, and I also picked out some samples here in the Digitakt because I don't think that you want to watch me dig through samples for hours. So let's just start there. So this is a brand new project on both devices. I think that the first thing I want to do is set my tempo and record this chord progression I have. I also can't hear my guitar because I don't even have the routing set up. I mean, we are really starting from scratch here. So first thing we're going to do is go into our mixer in Digitakt, and we're going to turn up some input from the MPC One. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to our audio track and turn monitor to auto. And now you can hear my guitar. So there we are. Oh, and you know what? While we're here, we're also going to go to arrangement and turn auto record at loop start enabled on. You'll see why later. And then thirdly, is thirdly a word? I'm not really sure. We're going to set our BPM. So let's come in here to BPM, and I think this is going to be 82. We'll stick with that. And then this also needs to be a 4-bar sequence. What's my horizontal zoom? There we go. All right, so that should be it. So this is my chord progression that I'm thinking of. It starts with an A major, kind of finger picking. Also, I'm using this cool like old-timey patch that I made on HX Stomp. So A major, down to C sharp minor 7, up to D major 7, and then up to E major and back. Pretty simple. I'm going to try and do like a finger picking pattern, something interesting. So let's just make this happen. Let's press play. I have my metronome on here. I'm going to hit record, and remember, because auto record at loop start enabled is on, it's going to wait till it gets to the top, right? All right, I just messed up that take, so let's undo it. I'll spare you from what that sounded like. Let's hit play start again. We'll hit record. When it gets to the top, it will record. Okay. Nice. All right, so there's our loop. I'm gonna let that run. We're gonna move over to Digitakt now, and we're gonna start making our drums. All right, I want kind of a, I don't know if basic is the right word, but I want nothing too crazy on the drum side of things. So let's start by shaping these samples a little bit. So first of all, let's go to our kick here and turn, I pretty much do this for all of my one shots. I turn the hold all the way down, and I just rock with decay time. 30 sounds about right. And then I have this, I have like two claps, I guess, and a really, really dark hi-hat. That's gonna be interesting. So let's take this clap. First thing let's pitch it up a little bit. Let's see what it sounds like. Nope. Right there. And then same thing, let's turn the hold time down. I don't know if that's gonna work or not, but sometimes I like to turn the attack time up. It gives it kind of like a brushes type feel, which might be kind of cool for this. We'll see. And then hi-hat, definitely want to pitch this one up. So let's turn right around there. Next thing, let's go to our filter and just work out a bunch of this low end. Actually, let's do the same thing here. And then let's shape this up. So amp envelope, hold time down. Okay. Oh, and you know what? Let's pan this hi-hat to the left a little bit too. So let's start recording. Actually, let's make this pattern length 32 steps and let's try that. Here we go. All right, let's get some snares in here. Cool, and actually, now that I'm hearing it in context, I think I filtered out, well, I didn't filter out that much. But I'm gonna put a little low end back in. Let's do it. And then for hi-hats, so this is something that's kind of cool. Because these two devices are synced, if I go to MIDI control, I can control my drums. So I can actually play in my hi-hat pattern, which I'm going to do. Let's try that. And let's try an unquantized recording. Cool. And then I think I have a little loop here. So first thing we have to do is turn the decay time to infinite and then place a trig at the beginning here. And then go to machine. We're going to turn this into stretch because I want it to be in the right tempo. And let's see what that sounds like. Whoa. So this is something I find myself doing a lot because this is tempo synced to the MPC One. I keep it at 120, but then when I just want to work on this and don't want the MPC One, it reverts. So let's just change this to 82 just so we can work on either device. 82. Okay, let's try that. Here we go. Definitely want to take some low end out of this. Okay, cool. And then the other thing we're gonna do is let's add some compression here. So do I want to side chain? Yes, I do. Why did I even ask? Let's go to compressor routing, pull the kick out of the compressor, make sure my input is sent to the compressor, and then go to mix and turn that compressor up. And then change the source to track 1. So now my snare is super loud, right? And then let's also add a little master overdrive. So together, here's what we've got. Let's see, so A major, C sharp minor, what, D major, and then to E. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a new audio track, track 2. We're gonna make sure that it is monitoring, set to auto. Side note, Akai, if you're watching this, you're probably not because this channel is tiny, but if you are, please give us the option to default monitor to auto and to default record start at, what is it called? auto record at loop start enabled. I'm requesting features, I don't even know what they're called. Nice. And let's go into track mix and pan these, kind of separate them a little bit. So that'll go left, that'll go right. All right, so I think it's time for bass, and normally I would just throw like an octave effect on that I have here in the HX Stomp and try and like fake bass with my guitar, but I want to do bass in Digitakt because I've been finding it really, really, really useful for this purpose, and I'll walk you through why I've, wow, that's loud, why I've come to that conclusion. So to start, this is the factory default kit, and there is like a little bass sound right here, but I'm not going to use it. I'm going to go into sample and I'm going to load up a single cycle waveform. If you're not sure what a single cycle waveform is, it is quite literally one single like curve of a waveform. If you can picture a waveform, it's the same kind of curve over and over and over again. This is just one of those, and the idea is you loop it and then it becomes infinite amounts of those curves, therefore creating a waveform, right? So let's go in here and let's just go for a simple one. And the nice thing here is that if you press function yes to preview, it will preview as a completed loop, not just as the one single cycle. You know what, let's just stick with the saw wave. Let's just stick with the saw wave for now. Let's keep it simple. So if you load that up, this is what it sounds like because it's just that one single cycle. You need to turn your playback to forward loop. That sounds more like a sine wave, right? And then let's shape this a little bit with our filter envelope. So let's just give it a little resonance. And let's turn on keyboard mode here. And actually, I'm just going to use decay. Make it sound a little bit more like a bass guitar. So this is the thing that I love about recording bass with Digitakt. It's like a bassline machine with this. So if you go into keyboard setup, function keyboard, we can fold our keyboard so that it plays 2 rows of notes across both rows. We can change our root note to the root of the song. So A2 is our root note. And then our keyboard scale, because I know that this song is in A major, we can just go Ionian. You can, if you don't know your modes, just look here. It'll tell you like Ionian is major, right? And then Aeolian is minor, that kind of thing. So Ionian. And now I have not only a major scale here that just goes all the way up each row, but I have octaves, so I can actually make it sound a little bit more like a bass part with those octaves. Okay, so let's play around with this. My track isn't long enough. All right, let's clear this out. And let's just make our pattern 64 steps. And now I will record it. So this is where there's a big advantage to recording bass in Digitakt over recording kind of a guitar bass thing, because I can hear that there are certain notes of that progression that are really, really loud. It's just like hitting the happy frequencies from my speakers here. And so all of a sudden when I jump that octave, it like blows out the mix. So what I can do is I can go in and edit the volume of each note individually to tame some of that. All right, right, so let's see what else. Maybe I want to come up with like a lead line over this. And of course, I want to insert XY effects onto this so I can do some cool performance tricks, right? I'm not using any of the amp sims or anything in MPC One, but one thing I do enjoy is I'll turn off the delay here in my HX Stomp, and I'll actually put delay on my track in MPC One because it's tempo synced, right? So if I go here, if I put on a delay, then it's already synced. Sync is on. Let's turn this to like a quarter note delay. Let's turn the mix down a little bit. A lot, actually. Something like that. Let's see what we can come up with. I kind of like that, but not that octave. So, let's see. Where can I go in the middle here? There we go. So yeah, that's just kind of, if I just am sitting down with like an idea in my head, this is how I would synthesize it from start to finish. Anyways, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I had fun making it. It's been a while since I actually just sat down and made something, so this was kind of nice. Let me know in the comments if there's anything in this workflow that you think can be a little bit smoother, or if there's anything else like this you want to see on the channel. But I'll try and do more of these from now on, where I just sit down and make a track. Pretty fun. Yeah. Anyways, thanks for joining. Have a wonderful week. Make a lot of music, and I will see you next time. Cheers.